Time is 6 p.m. The Council of the City of Denison now convenes in a regular session. Tonight's invocation will be given by Todd Toe, pastor of Park Avenue Church.
Let's pray. Father, we come before you recognizing you and honoring you as our Creator and our Redeemer. Father, I thank you for these men and women who so faithfully serve this city. We thank you for those who have served this city in the past and the legacy that they leave behind to us. And Father, we thank you for the opportunities that lay before us. Father, I pray that you grant this council wisdom as they deliberate the business of the city. We pray that you would give them clarity of thought and purity of motives. Father, I pray that in all of our decisions and our actions that we will give special consideration to the powerless and the voiceless that are among us. Father, thank you for making us worthy to be your children. And thank you for the good things that you have done for us. And we pray for your continued blessing and guidance as we live our lives. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have one proclamation today for National Social Working Month. Is Ms. Griffin here? Hello, come forward, please. Welcome. You're with Home Hospice of Grayson County, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you're a social worker, so this is like your month.
It is.
Fantastic. Well, we're glad to share it with you. I've got a proclamation here from the City of Denison. Whereas the primary mission of the social work profession is to enhance well-being and meet the basic needs of all people, especially those most vulnerable. And whereas the social workers embody this year's Social Work Month theme, social workers stand up by serving, advocating for, and empowering millions of Americans each day. And whereas social workers are the largest group of mental health care providers in the United States and work daily to help people overcome substance use disorders, mental illness such as depression and anxiety, and provide support and care at the end of life. And whereas Home Hospice of Grayson County values the team of social workers and support specialists who have come to the community to serve our community for their excellent work in helping patients and their families receive the best quality of life possible. And whereas in recognition of the numerous contributions made by America's social workers, I call upon all citizens to join with the National Association of Social Workers and with Home Hospice of Grayson County in celebration of the social work profession. Now therefore, I, Jared Johnson, as mayor on behalf of the City of Denison, Texas, and all of our residents, do hereby proclaim March 2017 as National Social Work Month in the City of Denison.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on.
It's a
Take it.
blessing from you. Oh, I get a picture? Oh, all right. Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3, consent agenda.
Mayor, I'll make a motion for the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Hanley, second from Councilman Malvern, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 4A, public hearings of an unsafe structure, 1700 West Milton. Mr. Rayoon.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. On December 30th, 2016, Brian Nichols at W.J. Smith Wood Preserving Katy Industries, and on February 24th, 2016, Kurt Kroll of W.J. Smith Wood Preserving Katy Industries were given notice to repair and demolish the structure at 1700 West Morton. Pictures are being displayed. The owners have failed to comply with the notice. The structure is unsafe in accordance with Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-833B, the Denison Code of Ordinances. The structure suffered a catastrophic fire on June 28, 2016. The structure is in an area zoned light industrial and it's commercial, so should you approve demolition, we'll file a lien against the property for the demolition. Taxes are due on the property in the amount of $7,888.73. A record of the violations, notices, and unsafe condition of the property are on file in the building department. Staff is recommending you hold a public hearing and recommending that the council declare the structure be ordered unsafe and order its removal.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak to this agenda item? There being none, the public hearing is closed. Discussion? Motion?
Here's one question. I know we've been discussing the taxes that are due on these demolitions. Are we following up on that from the standpoint of the collection on those? I know we've been mentioning that. That's, $7,000 a lot.
Yeah. So, to my knowledge, we haven't looked into collection of taxes, but in this, since it's commercial, we'll follow lien for the demolition.
Bruce Stidham's office follows up on the question. I think what you were talking about is the residential ones, and whether there's opportunity before we do a free demolition,
Well,
to make sure the taxes get current.
right. Well, no, that's, no, I'm talking about the taxes, like, because I know we didn't mention how much taxes was, the taxes and arrears on these properties, but we have it as of late. And I'm just wondering what the status is on those, because I assume that they would go to sale and would consequently, if our lien is attached, that would be helpful if we have those done, to make sure that in this instance would be commercial or light industrial.
Yeah, I'll just add, Councilman Hanley, we did meet with Bruce Stidham, it was about a month ago, Chris, and we talked about especially some of the demolitions that went forward before that time that had very high tax bills. They stay on top of it pretty well, but we're aware of a couple of the ones that we passed along, so they did start looking into those.
Okay.
They were at various processes in their process, but or points in their process.
Because specifically on the residential where they could be converted to new residential affordable housing, I think that's part of it, to try to get those sheriff's sale to redevelop.
Right, because we've had some over the last few council meetings that have had property taxes that are 3 or 4 years old, and so that was, thank you, that was my question, is where are we at with Bruce's office on getting those? Because yeah, in 2 or 3 years, a house can decay quite a bit if these are pushed to sheriff's sale and can change ownership. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Hanley, second from Councilmember Adams. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 4B, public hearings of safe structure at 32 Circle Drive.
On December 30th, 2016, and on February 24th, 2017, Barbara Gray was given notice to repair or demolish the structure at 32 Circle Drive. The owners have failed to comply with the notice. This structure is unsafe and a fire hazard in accordance with Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-833F, H, M, and N of the Denison Code of Ordinances. The structure is open, creating an attractive nuisance. The structure is not weather tight. The structure has holes in the roof. The structure has also suffered a partial catastrophe by fire in the rear portion of the residence. The residence has a total of $38,820.25 in accrued current and back taxes. Taxes were last paid in 2004. Record of the violations, notices, and unsafe conditions of the property are on file in the building department. Staff recommends that council hold a public hearing and declare the structure unsafe in order its removal.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on this property? None. The public hearing is closed. Discussion with the council. I think that's a good example.
Why? Yeah, it's a lot of tax. It's a lot of tax. Well, it's just,
So we're bringing these to Bruce too as we're coming across them?
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
obviously, if a high percentage of our demolitions are several years old, then maybe there's a problem with their process.
Yeah,
Right.
bring these ones up specifically.
right. Well, and it's a twofold issue. One, you've got lost residents of the city
And the county.
and the county and the
School
school district and the college. So that's one issue, but then also could we prevent some of these hitting the demolition with changing the ownership? So, I'll make a motion to approve the demolition.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Hamlin, second from Councilman Spiegel, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Those like sign. Motion carries. Before we go on, and then the third benefit is to get them the sheriff's sale to affordable housing, again, get them back in housing stock if they are beyond.
That's what I mean by taking ownership.
Agenda item 4C, public hearing of 2027 South Armstrong unsafe structure. Mr. Raymond.
On December 30th, 2016, Roadrunner Real Estate Trust, R. Bruce Wilkins trustee, were given notice to demolish the structures at 2027 South Armstrong. The owners have failed to comply with the notice. The structure is unsafe in accordance with Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-833, H and N of the Denison Code of Ordinances. The structure is open, creating an attractive nuisance. The structure is not weather tight, and doors and windows are broken. Property is zone commercial, and a lien will be placed on the property for the amount of demolition. Staff has coordinated with TCEQ. There's below ground storage tanks, and TCEQ has notified the city that the Attorney General is working with this owner on this property and others to remove those tanks. Property has a total of $12,206.16 accrued in current and back taxes. Taxes were last paid in 2002. Record of the violations, notices, and unsafe condition of the property are on file in the building department. Staff is recommending that the council hold a public hearing and declare this structure unsafe in order its removal.
This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here wishing to speak to this agenda item?
I have a question.
Please come forward.
Okay.
Name and address, please, for the record.
Jackie Renee Griffin, 2705 Sean Drive in Denison, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when you were talking about the change of ownership, so when we actually pay as a city or county to destroy a building, does that automatically become our possession, or does it go back to the owner that owns it and is not taking care of that?
Most of the time, it goes back to, the original property owner continues to own the property.
It doesn't sound very efficient. Thank you.
Anyone else here wishing to speak to agenda item? There being none, the public hearing is closed. Discussion from council.
Okay, so, yeah, by tearing this building down, we do not in any way for the city embark on any liability with TCEQ with respect to those tanks and all that. So we can do that and not have any issue.
That's correct.
Okay.
I think that was an issue in the past, and you did say that the commercial will file a lien on this one too.
That's correct.
And are we taking down the building and the?
So in the pictures, we'll
Yes.
take down the awning structure, the pumps, and those will be capped per TCQ's has recommendations on that. The tanks are actually located in grass, so they're not under pavement, which my understanding that's no longer allowed. And then the structure in the back that doesn't have a door or windows will be taken down.
Okay.
So when the structure's gone, it'll look like a parking lot.
Okay.
Motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Hanley, second from Councilman Brawley, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 5A, consider and approve GMP addendum to the Piazza contract for KCHF Park. Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. As you recall, in August of last year, the City Council approved a contract with Piazza Construction to serve as a construction manager for the Texoma Health Foundation Park project. Since that date, the city has been, or Piazza has been providing pre-construction services with the city, which means that they've been working with staff and the park subcommittee, the Terrace Studio on evaluating the design and creating an accompanying budget for the project. The Terrace Studio finished the design services in December of 2016, so a few months ago. In January, the plans were put to bid, and on February 15th, Piazza collected those bids, compiled them into a guaranteed maximum price to deliver the park as designed of $12,361,000. When the city issued bonds last year around this time. You'll recall that the issuance amount was based on an estimated cost of construction, not the actual bids that we have now. So in order to fund the project as designed and bid, the city will need to issue an additional $3 million in bonds, and that's what agenda items 5B and 5C are related to, that will follow this one. So again, the guaranteed maximum price for the park is $12,361,000. Combined with the design costs for Laterra, most of which have been paid out at this point, the total project cost is just over $13 million. So combined with the bond issuance last year and other funds that THF put into the project and what the city brought to the table, again, the bond issuance for the next two items is $3 million that you'll hear from Renee. So staff does recommend approval of the GMP item, and I can answer any questions you might have.
Questions from council? It's good to finally get this thing moving, see the dirt out there moving this last week, and big project. All the capital that we're investing in tonight is really big for Denison. Motion from council.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Adams, second from Councilman Malvern, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 5B, resolution calling for public hearing of issuance of obligations for park improvements. Swag.
Yes, Mayor, members of the council, we are here to consider and act upon adoption of a resolution calling a public hearing regarding the issuance of the obligations for park and recreation improvements. As the city manager stated, we went before council last year this time and issued bonds based on estimates. And then in August, the council approved a contract with Piazza as our CMR. In December, Laterra Studio completed the plans, and in January, the public bids were open. And this month, Piazza proposed this GMP that you just approved in the prior ICA 5A, and then we're asking for additional funding requested based on this GMP. And as Mr. Rex stated, this is going to be not to exceed $3 million, and will be paid from the general fund, and annual bond payments not to exceed $350,000 for 10 years.
Okay. Any questions? And the public hearings will be, we'll do all the public hearings for all the debt services together in the future. Is that the plan?
Correct, we will just have a public hearing for this alone.
Okay. Discussion and motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Adams, second from Councilman Malvern, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 5C, consider discussion and act on adoption of a resolution directing publication of notice of intent to issue combination tax revenue. City of Denison, Bowman Park. Ms. Wright.
Yes, Mayor and Council, this is in conjunction with the previous item. Previous item was on the public hearing. This one is to publish our notice of intent to issue these bonds. Same information, it's for the additional $3 million for the park.
Discussion from council? And a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Brawley, second from Councilman Spiegel, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 5D, notice of intention to issue combination tax revenue certificates of obligation to provide funds for the waterworks and sewer system improvements, and also for equipping and building out the new city hall. Ms. Wagner.
Yes, Mayor and Council, as you stated, this is adopting a resolution directing the publication of notice of intent for these COs. This is a combination of COs for both waterworks and sewer system. If you recall, back in September of 2014, Council approved a 5-year water rate increase to support future water sewer projects, and we're in the 3rd year to bond for those projects. In April, that, and the amount for that, I'll kind of go down here. The amount for the water and sewer projects is not to exceed more than $4 million, and that will include TCEQ SSO projects, elevated and ground tanks, Iron Ore Creek trunk sewer, and Pawpaw UV equipment and clarifier, and some other small water sewer projects, but it will not exceed $4 million. In conjunction with this, in April of 2016, council approved the purchase of the building located at 300 West Main for its future city hall. The city is looking to remodel this structure in an amount not to exceed $3 million, and the building located at 300 West Main will be used for this purpose. So both of these together will not exceed $7 million for both of these projects, with the water sewer and the city hall remodel.
Discussion from council? So Renee, the difference, these are 10-year debt, right on these, and the park is 10-year debt.
Correct.
So it's sort of separate. Bobby, can you speak a little bit, just high level, I know we've talked about it, but just for those who may not know, a little bit about the projects and where we are with the 5-year plan of implementing some significant infrastructure improvements?
Well, the SSOs, of course, are ongoing and being designed as we currently speak. The pawpaw improvements, we're having a pre-construction meeting this week to get that one kicked off. The iron ore line is being designed. The Katy Trail water line is being designed. The Texoma pump station is at about 30% designed currently. I think that's all the water projects. 1417 water line.
On the Lake Texoma pump project, is that supposed to be the next year?
That'll start next year. That's right.
Any questions? Motion from council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilman Braun, second from Councilman Malvern, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. The council now go into executive session pursuant to chapter 551 of Texas Government Code. We talk about contemplated litigation, 715 West Sears, Boat Right versus City of Denison, right-of-way usage, and Mobile Light Zoning Board of Adjustments appeal. And also talk about economic development negotiations for specific